Hi everybody, we're going to continue with our rates of change for linear, quadratic, and exponential functions today. Today we're focusing on getting our rate of change from the graph, how to pull the points off. So I wanted to remind you before we start that linear functions have a constant rate of change, meaning no matter what two sets of points you pick, you're always going to end up with the same slope. It's a constant slope all the way through the whole graph. For quadratic and exponential functions, there is a variable rate of change because it will depend on which 2 points you pick. What your slope will be, it can be different each time. So let's take a look. We've got a quadratic graph here first. And I've gone ahead and I've marked some points on here to make it a little bit easier for you to see, to pull off the points, but I have not done that on your practice. You're going to have to go and do that yourself. So remember, these are x values that I'm asking for here. And you're going to tell me the y values that are on that graph. So if x is -4, so here's where x is -4. To be on the graph, I have to go down here and get y is -8. And if x is -2, that's right there on the x-axis. So my y value there is 0. So really what I'm looking for is I am looking for the slope of the line that connects those 2 points. So if I connect those 2 points with a line, get a little straight edge here. Okay, it's a little hard to see because it kind of follows the graph, but it's really just looking what is the slope of the straight line that connects those 2 points. So it's a positive slope, so our answer should be positive. Well, let's go ahead and try calculating it. So we get 0 minus -8 divided by -2 minus -4. We get the double negatives, which we've talked about, turns into positives. And 0 plus 8 is 8. -2 plus 4 is 2. So we're going to get a slope of +4 between those 2 points. But I do ask you for 2 other points. So I should get a different number because this graph is curved. And so it changes with the slope between the lines connecting 2 points. So I have where x is 1. And where x is 7. So if x is 1, to be on the graph, my y value there is 7. If x is 7, my y value there is 3. And now we're going to calculate 3 minus 7 divided by 7 minus 1. 3 minus 7 is -4. 7 minus 1 is 6. And that's going to reduce to -2/3. So this line should have a negative slope. So let's take a look at it. If I connect these 2 points with a line, it's a little hard to see, so I'm going to turn it so I can see it a little bit easier. You can see the slope of that line is negative. So it just depends on what 2 points you're asking, what the slope of the line will be. It's going to change along the curve. So for our exponential, you see how it's curved also, so it has a variable rate of change. Let's try some points here and see what happens. So we have if x is -2, which is right here, and my y value there will be 5. All right, and if x is -1, my y value there will be 1 to get to that point. So let's calculate 1 minus 5 divided by -1 minus -2. That becomes a positive. 1 minus 5 is -4. -1 plus 2 is 1, and that's going to equal -4. So let's take a look from -2 to -1. We're talking about this line right here. So you see it has a negative slope. It's very steep. That matches our -4. Our next line is going to be between 0, where x is 0 and x is 1. So that's going to be this line right here. So you can see how it has a flatter slope than the first line. So it should be a smaller number. So let's take a look. So my x value is 0. I go back and look. My y value there is -1. And if my x value is 1, my y value there is -2. Calculate it out. -2 minus -1 divided by 1 minus 0. That becomes big positive. -2 plus 1 will be -1. 1 minus 0 is 1. So my overall slope there is -1. It's a smaller number, meaning it's going to be a flatter slope, just like we're seeing here. All right, our last one we're going to talk about is our linear function. So for our linear function, we're going to go from -8 to -4. So -8, my y value there will be -6. -4, my y value, it's right there on the x-axis, will be 0. So when I calculate it out, I'll have 0 minus -6 divided by -4 minus -8. These become positives. 0 plus 6 is 6. -4 plus 8 is 4. And that's going to reduce down to a positive 3/2. So when I look at between those 2 points, let's see, we go from -8 to -4. So we're talking about this section right here. Now let's try between these 2 points. Because it's linear, I should get the same slope because it's constant. So if x is 0, my y value there to be on the graph is 6. And if x is 2, my y value will be 9. Calculate it out. 9 minus 6 divided by 2 minus 0. 9 minus 6 is 3. 2 minus 0 is 2. And look what we have here. They have the same slope because the slope of a line is constant. Let's mark it off so we can kind of see it between 0 and 2. So we're talking about right there, and you can see because the line just continues that they're on the same slope. All right, so your homework, identify the points, calculate the slope, put your answers in the quiz on Canvas. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon. Bye.